In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss about classification of amino acids based on their nutritional requirement and metabolic fate. So, let us first discuss amino acid classification based on nutritional requirement. So, based on nutritional requirement. Okay. Now, based on nutritional requirement, we can classify amino acids into two groups. One group is essential amino acids and other group is non-essential amino acids, right. So, under the essential amino acid, which amino acids will be included? Essential amino acids are those amino acids which cannot be synthesized in a body, cannot be synthesized in body. As these amino acids are not able to get synthesized in our body, they must be provided in the diet, right. So, they must be provided in diet, and remember, they are essential for the diet. So, based on essentiality in the diet, they are known as essential amino acids. So, which are these essential amino acids? So, we have total 10 essential amino acids, and the trick to remember all these 10 amino acids, all these 10 essential amino acids, the trick is Avihill MPTT. Okay, this is the most popular one. So, A is for the arginine, V is for the valine, H is for the histidine, I is for the isoleucine, L is for the leucine, second L is for the lysine, then M is for the methionine, then this P is for the phenylalanine, then T is for the tryptophan, and second T is for the threonine. Remember, in essential amino acid, T does not mean tyrosine. Okay. Now, out of this 10 amino acid, one special stress or one special mention is this arginine and this histidine. This arginine and this histidine both are considered as a semi-essential amino acid, semi-essential amino acids. Why semi-essential amino acid? Because in the growing children, they are essential in the diet. Why? Because growing children cannot synthesize arginine and histidine in enough quantities. Okay. So, in the growing children, these two amino acids must be provided in the diet. Whereas, in case of adult human can synthesize arginine and histidine in the enough quantity. So, for the adult, they are not essential, but for the growing children, they are essential. And because of this overlapping feature, this arginine and histidine both are known as semi-essential amino acids. So, ideally speaking, only 8 amino acids are the essential amino acids, whereas 2 amino acids are the semi-essential amino acids. This thing we have to remember. Now, the problem with this trick is that here we say that A is for the arginine, but for the A we have alanine, for A we have aspargine, for A we have aspartic acid. Why? Because all the amino acid does not contain unique first letter. Okay. So, sometime in the exam you might find it is difficult to recall A stands for what? A stands for arginine. So, I had made second trick which is based on the first or one letter code for the amino acid, and we have already learned this one letter code in my previous lecture. Okay. So, this trick is that MRF will hack TV. So, this MRF will hack TV. Now, in this trick, what I had done? I had used one letter code for the amino acid, and one letter code for the amino acid is the unique one. So, you will never have any difficulty in remembering this. But yes, of course, you must be knowing one letter code. So, M is the code for methionine. R is the code for arginine, right? Arginine. F is the code for the phenylalanine. W is the code for the tryptophan. I is the code for isoleucine, L is the code for the leucine, H is the code for histidine, K is the code for the lysine. Remember, K is the nearest to the L. Then T is the code for threonine, and V is the code for the valine. So, according to me, this trick is better. Why? Because it is unambiguous. Now, rest all the amino acids are considered as a non-essential amino acid. We need not to remember separate list for the non-essential amino acid. Those amino acids which are not in the essential amino acid group, they will fall under the non-essential amino acid, right? So, our first classification is complete, that is based on nutritional requirement. Now, let us see classification based on the amino acids metabolic fate. Okay. So, second classification. So, the second group is based on metabolic fate, based on metabolic fate. And based on metabolic fate, we can divide amino acids into three groups. So, the first group is purely ketogenic amino acids, purely ketogenic amino acids. And these purely ketogenic amino acids are the amino acids which are able to convert into acetyl-CoA. So, amino acids that can convert into acetyl coenzyme A. The second group is purely glucogenic, and these amino acids are those amino acids that can enter into the glucogenic pathway. So, amino acids that can enter into glucogenic pathway. And the third group is mixture of these two. These amino acids can go into either direction. They can convert into acetyl-CoA or into the glucogenic pathway. So, both, that is glucogenic plus ketogenic amino acid. Okay. So, which are the amino acid which can be classified as a purely ketogenic amino acid? We have only two amino acid, that is leucine and lysine. Okay, no any trick is required, as both starts from the L, you can consider it as a ketogenic amino acid, right. For purely glucogenic amino acid, we have long list of amino acids. Okay, we will discuss this later on. Now, both glucogenic as well as ketogenic amino acid, these amino acids has superpower, right. Why? Because they can converted into the acetyl-CoA as well as they can also enter into the glucogenic pathway. So, here we have four amino acids. Again, here one trick to remember all these four amino acids is PITT, and this is based on the first letter of the amino acid. So, P is for the phenylalanine, then I is for the isoleucine, then T is for the tryptophan, and second T is for the tyrosine. So, here again, as this trick is based on the first letter of the amino acid, you might find it difficult to recall which amino acid, whether P is for the phenylalanine or proline, this T is for the tyrosine or threonine or tryptophan, what. Okay. So, to remove this ambiguity, better trick is to remember it by the one letter code, as just we had remembered essential amino acid, right. So, the better trick is YFE. So, here this trick is based on the one letter code for amino acid, and we know that one letter code for the amino acid is the unique one, unique for all the amino acid. So, W is for the tryptophan, right, I is for the isoleucine, F is for the phenylalanine, and Y is for the tyrosine. So, I recommend to remember the amino acid list by this trick, by this one letter code trick. Okay. If you find this is better for you, you can of course always remember by that trick, but my personal recommendation is by this trick. In case of essential amino acid also, my personal recommendation is try to remember by this trick rather than this trick. And if you find this is suitable for you, it's well and good. Okay. Now, what about this second group, that what amino acid will fall under purely glucogenic amino acid? So, whatever amino acid which is not included in this list and not in this list, all these amino acid will fall under this purely glucogenic amino acid. So, here whenever question is asked, you try to remember first purely ketogenic amino acid and then mixture, that both glucogenic and ketogenic amino acid, and so whatever amino acid remains you can include it under this purely glucogenic amino acid. I hope by this classification of amino acid based on their nutritional requirement as well as metabolic fate is clear to you. If you have any query or confusion, please write it down in the comment section below. Thank you.